Well, good morning.
Morning.
I'm delighted to be joined today by Emma Reilly, who is the Chief Executive of Top Service Limited. And Emma's going to have a little chat with us today about what she's been up to recently, what she's going to be up to, how she got where she is, fill us in on everything we need to know, and then be released unharmed back into the world of credit unscathed. That's the plan. So let's start right back in the day then, Emma. When you were at school, what did you want to be?
Well, I don't think I ever really knew. School was really hard work for me actually. The kids were a bit mean. I think I wasn't naturally academic, and the others seemed to be, so I had to try really hard. And I think careers wasn't necessarily. I think we had one sort of lesson, and we all went around the room and said, "What do you want to be?" And I do remember what I said. And I said I wanted to be a vet, and I thought, because I literally did not think about it until we were asked the question. And I thought vet because I like animals, and that sounds quite impressive.
It's quite hard work though, isn't it?
Really hard work when you look into it. And funny enough, it's not all about playing with kittens and puppies, which I think in my mind
is it not?
No. And then I really don't think I knew, but I knew I liked the idea of working in an office. And I was thinking about this yesterday, and I don't actually think I realised at the time what went on in an office. Because I don't think you do you? You just see these people going into work dressed smartly at a desk with a computer, and I thought, I quite like the idea of that. No idea what they did. And then I left school, coming up to leaving school, and one of my sister's friends worked in an office. And it was a telesales company, an office. She said, I do telesales, and I thought, oh, brilliant. No idea what that is. And she said, we've got an administration apprenticeship. I'll get you in. And she did. And there I was, working in an office at a desk, looking smart. And I loved it. Loved all the admin side of it, and went off to college to do some administration NVQs and stuff like that. And yeah, I stayed in an office.
Wow, how interesting.
Yeah.
And who would you say has had the greatest influence on you in your life so far?
Well, I think I have to say the founder of Top Service, Lisa Carter, so my boss, because she's given me the opportunities that I've had, which I'm immensely grateful for. She's a female business owner. She's she's very inspiring. She's taught me a lot of things over the years. So I think it's probably Lisa. She's very inspirational.
She's probably taught you a lot of things without her actually realising that she is.
Massively.
Because those people just do, don't they?
Yeah. I started at Top Service when I was 18.
Well, let's come on to that then. Tell us a bit about what your role is at Top Service, how you got there, what you do, what do they do.
Okay.
Tell us a little bit about that. 18,
yeah, many moons ago. So Top Service do credit information and debt recovery services, but specifically for the construction industry. And we offer specific credit information in that we've got 3,000 members who are part of our community of businesses, and they share their trading experiences, so who they're dealing with, who they're having problems with, who's paying them on time, who's
sort of like a credit circle.
Like a credit circle, yeah. I think one of our members a few years ago actually described us as the national grapevine of information, which I thought was quite nice.
That's quite good.
So our members can access credit information that you'd expect to see on a credit report, your credit limits, your credit scores, all that sort of thing. But they can also see how that subject company is paying other suppliers in the industry as of today, which is a great insight, great tool for when you're making credit decisions.
So your members work on reciprocity? Yeah.
And then we've got the debt recovery side. So hopefully the credit information and the insights into the trading experiences protect from bad debt. But then we've got the debt recovery side, for those ones that are a bit slow in paying their invoices, that our members can dip in and out of. We offer a range of services, so you could have your own credit control team, and you could still use the debt recovery service afterwards. You could be a one-person business, and you can use the debt recovery service as and how you need to, really.
How interesting.
I love it. I know that sounds like a cliche, but I love it, and I really believe in it. I really believe it's a great service.
So you started when you were 18,
Yeah.
and you're what, 25 now? So what in between starting at 18 and becoming the CEO?
So I went into top service, sort of entry level. So I went in as debt recovery operative, I think it was called when I went in.
Oh, we love an operative.
We love an operative, yeah. And I remember thinking actually a week in, I think I had a difficult call with somebody, and I thought, I don't know if this is for me, because it's one of those things, isn't it? Debt recovery, you either love it or you hate it, I suppose. And I remember going home and talking to my dad, and he said, "Oh, just see how you get on for the rest of the month." And a couple of days later, same person was on my call list, and I remember thinking, "Oh no,
not them again."
Oh God, here we go. And it turned out that what he'd said to me on the first call that had upset me so much was actually a big fib. And I think that was my turning point. And then as I started to experience different areas of the business, so the credit information side and talking to customers, I quickly realised how important the credit team in a business are. And just going back to school, it's never an option. Nobody says to you, what about a credit manager, or would you like to do this, or work in credit? Because you don't really realise that functions in a business.
In every business?
Yeah, every business, no matter the size, every business. And it's not until you have the, I would say, fortune to experience it, that you realise actually that this team or person or role, whatever it turns out to be, is protecting the business, and then is producing the lifeblood for a business, which is the cash. And you think, wow, that's,
Interestingly, we saw a real change over the last 2 or 3 years that we were talking about before, because during the pandemic, the cash was the only thing that mattered, really. That was what businesses had, particularly the ones that couldn't trade during that time. And it elevated a lot of the credit teams. And so we see more and more adverts when companies are recruiting that are specific about the collection, the credit management, the debt recovery, as opposed to just a finance operative, as it were. Yeah. So I think, some good things always come out of difficult things, don't they? And I think that the focus on organisations has been really helpful, I think, for them internally as well as for the staff, I think.
Absolutely. And I spoke to a couple of members during the pandemic who said, actually, we're loving life because we're actually suddenly getting the attention and the attention that they deserve.
Exactly.
We're sat in front of the finance director, and we're telling them how it is on the ground, and they were really enjoying it, and it was only ever going to benefit them to be put in that position. As you say, cash became the importance.
And there was cash.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of injections of cash from the government and stuff, and I think that really the teams had to really focus on helping their clients and members and partners to what to do with that cash, and then sharing it internally. It's been hugely powerful. But there's still this gap then. So you're doing that. You've experienced some of the roles in other bits of the business. You're CEO now. How did that happen?
In the blink of an eye. It really seems to have gone that quickly. I think I found my passion for customer service. I love talking to customers. I love being able to experience helping them and knowing that I've helped them. And then as Top Service evolved, it was sort of like, so where I did my apprenticeship was at a telesales company, and we had to start sort of building a sales team, and I think the conversation sort of went, well, you've got some telesales experience, and it sort of went from there. So I focus a lot on customer service, sales, marketing, and it's just evolved with Top Service. And I say it really does seem to have happened in like a blink of an eye. And sometimes when I sit back, and my husband says to me sometimes, I'm really proud of you, CEO, and I think, I forgot about that. Because I go to work. I absolutely love it. My team are amazing. And it doesn't feel like hard work.
That's excellent. Well, they say, don't they, if you're doing something you love, you'll never work again.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.